Good morning, this is Jack from theartofchart.net, and this is the pre-market recording for Tuesday, the 26th of March. Our disclaimer, we do this for educational purposes only. We're here to share our technical analysis with you. We hope you can take some of what we're doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. We're not here to issue trading signals. Right, ES, we're seeing the rally. We haven't made target on the 6-minute buy signals yet. We shall see. I think we're going to we're doing the full test of weekly pivot, and we will see how that goes. If we break and convert the weekly pivot, there's a very, very real risk that we're going to see a retest of the high and probably a higher high. Be very aware of that resistance there. Let's have a quick look at the RTH charts on SPX for the resistance updated. 50-hour moving average is at 28.24. The weekly pivot is at 28.20, so they're a match, and we're looking at the 5DMA is now at 28.22. It's basically all there around the weekly pivot. It's very important that holds. We shall see. We've got the daily middle band down at 27.99. In effect, we went a little below it yesterday, but closed above it, so we shall see how that fares today. Did we close above it yesterday? We closed on it. Almost exactly on it, actually. Wow, we closed precisely on it. The close yesterday was 27.98.36, and that's where the market closed to. So obviously no break there. We need follow through. This resistance needs to hold, or that's likely to involve a high retest. Obviously on ES, we're still on a weak RSI 14 sell signal. We're still on our daily RSI 5 sell signal, but we don't have one of those on SPX. Now NQ backtesting the weekly pivot. This could be the head and shoulders, right shoulder forming, but if we break back above it, then we're probably looking at a retest. RTY, now this is something that concerned me a bit when I looked at it last night. This is a perfect channel. This could be a bull flag channel. Obviously, weekly pivot particularly important here. Now, not all of these channels break up, but an awfully a lot of them do. So, watching this with keen interest. If we see a break above, this could be signaling that, well, of course, RUT didn't retest the high last time. If it moves more slowly, which it wouldn't necessarily, and though we might find we might need a significant new high on SPX to deliver a high retest on RUT. If we did that, that could open up the retest of the all-time high, which is not actually that far above. So weekly pivot needs to hold. Cycles are suggesting strongly that it will hold, or we won't go far above and we won't convert it. But you know, there's a lot of variation in these things. We shall see. DAX, this looks like a bear flag forming. This has been the weakest. We're on a 60-minute buy signal again. None of these buy signals have made target. ESTX, same again on the signal. Looks like a flag forming. These are both indicating strongly that we're likely to see at least retest this low and probably lower. Haven't made the head and shoulder target here and likely going to make it. So we shall see how that goes. Let's have a look at, well, let's have a quick look actually at the RTH, NDX and RUT. RUT. We have an RSI, an early RSI 5 buy signal fix that may have made target at the open as and when we open. Possible IHS here indicating for a move up to about the 1535 area, and RTY currently at 1527, so it's not far off making that. Nothing really suggesting that we're going to go higher than that. NDX has not, well, this was a higher low, so these aren't buy signals. So it's still on a 60-minute sell signal, as is SPX, and looks as though it's just doing a back test. The obvious main target is this wedge support in the 7200 area, and that is obviously where I'd expect it to go next. This looks like a flag forming. Right, CL. Stan was thinking resistance, a weekly pivot, another leg down. Doesn't look like we've got that. We are in fact back over 60, likely to retest the high. I was doing in the Academy day trading course yesterday. I did a CL trade, which is doing really well because I went in at 58.35 and I said to take off the second third at 60.30, and I think we're going to be making that within minutes by the look of it. We almost made it already. So the third, if we find resistance here, take off, but I'm looking really for 62 or 63 on that, so that's a pretty epic day trade. NG, I was talking yesterday, and it's not done that this is reversing here yet. Obviously, we've got a double top target in the 2.635 area, which would probably run on into a full retest this low. Yeah, it was a nice trade. But anyway, but I think, but here we've got a very nice nested double bottom setup. I was talking about it yesterday, and so far this is delivering. We've broken up over the monthly pivot. We have converted it. I've got a target up here in about the 2.81 area, and I've got resistance up here in about the 2.814 area. Break above that, and we're going to retest the March high. And this is all brings us back to what I was talking about last week, which is that we were likely to break below this double top support, and then we would have a decision to make, either rejection back into the high or continuation down. At the moment, this is favoring rejection back into the high, which honestly was my preferred option. Although if we'd get a better reversal pattern if we went down. But at the moment it's rejecting. We shall see if it can break and convert the weekly pivot and get over double bottom resistance. I think that's probably pretty much a done deal. Okay, GC. It's a reasonable looking wedge here. It's not, I'm not going to be writing home about it or anything, but it's not bad. We're back testing the weekly pivot now. This really could break down at any time. I don't know how far it's going to break down, but that depends on DX, and I'm going to be coming to that. SI possible triangle forming. The obvious next target within the within this overall rising wedge would be wedge support, currently in the 15.36 area, and we've got a 60-minute sell signal fixed. We may be going there next, but at the moment it does look kind of like a triangle forming, and I'm wondering about that. HG, we have another beautiful channel here. This is a likely bull flag channel, I think, and this is likely to be going up. This makes me wonder about DX direction. We shall see, but on DX we're at a critical resistance level, which I think has just broken. ZB, GC resistance today. Hang on, let's just come back to that for a moment. Really, possible retest to this high. Not really expecting to see it go any higher. Not unless we see a reversal on DX, which currently we are not seeing. ZB. ZB, we've got possible double top here. It's asymmetric, could be a head and shoulder neckline. I've got that at about 148.05, and we are on the second 60-minute sell signal is fixed. Looking for some retracement here, might go to the weekly pivot. If it broke lower, then we would have a potential target down here at about the 146.28 area. DX. Nice channel formed here. It's been respecting the channel, but I think it is now broken above. Where is DX right now? Yes, I think it's actually broken above it now. So the channel is broken. We're likely to see a retest of this high. Could find resistance there, could go higher. There's no overall pattern here, and I've got no real pattern targets I'm looking at. But if you look at the euro, that's a different story. Euro, I've got a head and shoulders here, and I've got a possible target there. It's not a pretty head and shoulders, but it is valid. And I've got a target there in the 1.235 area. That looks as though it may well be made now. This is Euro breaking that channel on DX, in effect, which is broken as Euro has made it to this area. I capped the Euro chart later. I'm expecting that to probably make the target now. So I'm expecting to see a bit higher on DX. While that is happening, that's likely to put a bit of pressure on precious metals. USD JPY, backtesting the double resistance at the weekly pivot, monthly pivot. I've seen nothing on the action on JPY in recent days to suggest it's got the strength to break up through it. This is a possible head and shoulders, right shoulder forming, but we shall see how it goes. This could be an overall flag forming, but I've got no real resistance support trend line, so I'm skeptical. At resistance, we'll see whether it turns here. USD CAD, this could be a flag, might go a little higher. If so, we've got an obvious target to retest this high, but it's too large to be this. Actually, this could be the second high of a double top, because we're coming really from this low here. Could be the second high of a double top. At this stage, I'm really expecting to see a retest of this high here, which I think is at about 1.3465. Australian dollar, coming up to the monthly pivot. Really, I'd like to see that break up. And open up the retest of this high here. I'm leaning long on this, so as long as DX isn't going to run away to the upside, I'm liking that trade. Right, KC. KC, I've got this as a possible falling wedge that's broken up, but what's really strong here is the resistance trend line. I'm looking for a break over this trend line. I've got that in the 97 area. Possible little IHS breaking up here. If we get over weekly pivot, I think that's probably going to break, and I think the low may well be in here. I'm liking the upside on KC quite a lot. SB, I've got a nice little falling megaphone here. The megaphone resistance is in the weekly pivot area, probably at 1260. That's the next obvious target within the megaphone if that continues to form. CC, nice move up here. The buy signal made target. The possible 6-minute sell signal is brewing. I'm still wondering about possible unfinished business at 2023, and I'm skeptical about getting through the monthly pivot, but we shall see how it goes. We've got negative divergence here. It may reverse. ZW, I've got a rising wedge here. Looks as though it's breaking down, but the alternate scenario here is that we've got an IHS, which is breaking up. Which is close to breaking up. So these were the two scenarios I laid out. They're still both looking good. Weekly pivot, break and convert, and we're probably on the way down. Until that happens, if this breaks up, then we're looking at a target in the 510 area. And I'm liking the upside on that one. All right, I didn't have time to do corn and soy today. I was having a couple of technical problems, but I've got a question about soybeans in the questions, which I'll answer. All right, so that's the end of the recording. Switching to the questions.